Hey, I'm down here at what was going to be the chicken coop, but plans have changed. Um, with everything going on right now, we decided it's not a good time to take on chickens. At least not yet. Everything I'm going to do today can be took out and put somewhere else. Nothing's really going to be permanent except for maybe a beam. But that don't matter anyway. So we can always go back and do it later on. That's the thought. But this, at least for the time being, what was going to be the chicken coop, it's going to be my skinning shed. Now, I don't really need one right now. But hopefully, sometime in this winter, I get some rabbits, get some squirrels. I'm gonna need somewhere to clean them. Hopefully, somewhere out of the weather because it's gonna be cold. This would be a good spot for it. So, we decided. We found out this week. If you've got a pet dog that you absolutely love. I mean, you know, mine. She sleeps beside me every single night. We've had her since she was 7 months old. And now she's 13 years. So it's pretty hard. We found out she has dementia. And I didn't even know that was possible, but apparently it is. So it's been rough. And we just found out yesterday, and this is probably the third day I've been crying about it. So it's like my own child. But we're going to turn this into a skinning shed. And I'm going to need to check the beans. I honestly believe I'm going to pick my last crop in my garden this year is my green beans. So I plan on picking it today as well. All right, what I'm doing is this beam right here is what my gambrel's or my chain of my hoist is gonna hold on to. I want it good solid, and that way when I come in and I'm skinning an animal, like all these are poles just kind of setting up here. That'd be fine for like a rabbit or a squirrel, something like that. But if I've got, why would I hang a squirrel? I don't know, I just said it. Anyways, it's been a day, I'm telling you. Anyways, but if I decide to hang a deer, if I put something else up here and try to skin it, it's more weight. I want something that's going to be pretty solid. And this is already dried material, so I know for a fact that it is hard. There we go. Let's drill this side right here. And drilling it really helps. If you can get there. Drilling it really helps get that screw started. Well, sheep far. Let's just do that. Get this. Alright, now let's figure out where I want it. That would have split if you don't, so. Now we can drill it and get these other two in. And I do plan on taking these screws out and getting some longer screws that are GRK. They are a construction type screw. They've got threads like that, And then down here on the end, they're real fine, so it really helps draw that together. And they got what's it called? I think it's a pan head or a washer head that don't suck into the material like these will, so they're gonna hold it tight real good together and can withstand a lot of pressure, which is the plan. That's a lot better, but still not what I want. I'm gonna give them longer too. These are 4-inch. I'm gonna go at least 6-inch because this material's so thick and it's going in them 2x4s. I made sure I put it where there wasn't a purlin up top. You can see the purlin up there above it. Well, you can't over here. This is just down below that, up just a little bit, so that'll help a lot. I got my chain up there. I'll hook my gambrel up like that. Figure out what I've done. Okay. Well, since I figure out what I've done here, I ain't got a clue. So I can tie it all the way through. And this thing, it don't need to have a rope that long. I may end up cutting it. But for now, it's gonna have a rope that long. I bought this chain gambrel from, I think it was from F&T Trading Post. You can check them out when you're into trapping or hunting or anything. They're pretty good people to deal with. All right, and there's power in this place. So I've got a light right here, and there's an outlet in each corner, so that helps a lot with, like if you use an electric fillet knife or something fishing. And I usually do. That's all I'm gonna need that ladder for. So let's get it out of the way. This gambrel here, this will be nice. I've also got a just a regular gambrel, not a chain gambrel. I don't know what I've done with it. I thought I left it in here. It's got a brake on it, so if it locks at a certain angle, it lock it in. I got a locked right there, so that's kind of out of the way. I always figure out a way to lock them up where they're higher up, and I won't hit my head on them. All right, so next I want to put. I got a fillet table bought from Cabela's. I couldn't tell you how many years ago. It's been in the shed. I've used it like twice. It's been in the shed ever since. I just started using the top of the cooler, and I want to get away from that. But it's filthy, so we're gonna go hose it off and set it up, probably over in that corner, close to that outlet right there. And I may go ahead and bring my fishing post down here too. There was a wood stove in this cabin when we bought the house, and the people that we bought it from, like the guy, it was his house, he passed away during the process. He had cancer. He literally told me if it wasn't for the cancer, he wouldn't be going nowhere. So I kind of felt bad about it, but at the same time, there's nothing I could do, other than I agreed with him on everything he said pretty much. But his sister, he wasn't married, he was single, living bachelor life. But his sister took over the whole the process. She was, what was it they call it? Over the estate, whatever they call it. And of course he passed and he left basically everything here. So they took a lot. They took the stove that was in the cabin. left the pipe and everything, just took the stove, and that kind of bummed me out because I really wanted the stove in here. But I can't say I plan on getting it. I would like to get one. I have a buddy heater that I've used in here before the winter time, and it does a pretty good job. It don't do what a wood stove would do. So I plan on getting like a camp stove, one that goes in like a hot tent, and putting it in here for the winter. That way, as I'm cleaning squirrels or rabbits or possibly a deer, I've got some heat going to keep me warm. But yeah, let's take that table up and take it to the front of the house. That's where my water spigot is, and I believe I got some dishwashing liquid that we can clean it off with, and I'll be honest with you, it's probably gonna get filthy down here again. But at least when they were putting it in, it'd be clean. So let's go do that. All right, so there's my fillet table. This whole table looked like it's all that dirt on the front that didn't come off. This table I got from Cabela's a few years ago. Like I said, it has a hookup for a water hose, and it's got like a little sink with a drain. So this table may go outside some in the summertime, may stay in here in the winter. I don't know. That's really. It's a spider. That's really all I really wanted to do today. I'm gonna get my fishing poles and set up in this corner, I believe. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Fishing poles. I'm gonna look for my other gambrel. I don't know where I put it. It's gotta be in the shed. But I'm gonna finish get everything ready, and then I'm gonna show y'all the said and done for the time being process. All right, now for the time being, I've got the skinny shed done. I still have plans to do other things, but I'm gonna take you in. I'm gonna show you what we've done today. Well, a complete done. Y'all seen basically what I've done. So come on. Y'all can see the fillet table. It's my big Cabela's tackle box. Put the fish poles in the corner. Gambrel with the hoist pulled up. I just rolled the strap up right there. And I found my other gambrel. It was in the shed. So now that this is done, I do have a deer head from last year that I was going to make a European mount, just a bone mount. And as I had it buried for 6 months, dogs dug it up. I found it again, buried it again, and maybe it wasn't a full 6 months. It was just a few months, and they found it. But anyways, total it was like 6 months, 7 months. So I dug it up. I had it in the yard. I was cleaning it up. I had to go inside and do something. I don't remember what. No, I had to go look for cleaner. Anyways, when I come back out, it was gone. My neighbor's dog, if y'all watching my other videos, he's the same dog. Matter of fact, I didn't film that hunt. I went squirrel hunting last year, and the same dog went with me. I didn't know whose dog it was. But he had took it up to their house, and they found out who it was, brought it back. It's been ate up and gnarled on. But I thought about hanging it up in here. Since, it's a skinny shed, may as well hang a bunch of bones in here. I went shed hunting a lot in my life, and this is the only shed I've ever found. I found it over where my father-in-law hunts. So I thought it was pretty cool. I was over turkey hunting one day, and I was walking down a old tractor trail, and I just had to look over, and it was laying right there on top of a bush. So that was pretty cool. It's been in here ever since. But shed's done for what I can do for the time being. It's not what I really wanted. Um, I really wanted to have chickens, but at the same time, you know, my wife won't eat eggs. My wife won't eat, brown eggs. I don't know why. She's weird like that. She won't eat wild game. So I basically, that's why I still got deer meat from last year. I eat it when I can. Um, but yeah, she won't eat brown eggs. So I talked to my neighbor. She has like a food trailer type deal, does a lot of cookies and pies and cakes and stuff like that, a lot of sweets. So she goes through a lot of eggs, and I had to deal with her that she was going to buy the eggs. So I mostly wanted the compost for my garden, but I know a guy, I actually work with him. He has several chickens, and I can get the compost from him for my garden. So that'll work out. I don't really need the chickens since I hunt for my food, but I do eat a lot of eggs. My wife's not going to eat them. I might as well just buy them. It's kind of depressing, to be honest with you, but it happens like that. So now let's get a couple bowls, and so we can break these beans, or we can pick these beans and then we can break them. So let's do that. This is the first year that we've ever planted beans here, and we're doing pretty good. I was planted one side, see how they'll do. I think it was 23 seeds I put in the ground. Only 9 germinated. But the fact that deer and groundhogs have made their way to the beans, they eat on my tomatoes and my peppers. Something to eat my peppers. And they eat on the leaves on my cucumbers, my zucchinis. But they seem to really like. Of course, it's probably because it's the last thing I planted, and I only planted it because I didn't till big enough earlier, and we honestly wasn't even thinking about planting any beans, but I did, and So they, this is all they've had in this yard, I guess, to eat. So they come after my beans. I threw that right on the ground. Be all right. But like I said, it's my first time planting green beans since I was a little kid. I remember we planted every year, and it was the same kind, but we always just let them run across the ground. I trellis these, so they wasn't running across the ground. They was up on these panels. That's all I'm gonna pick. Some of them I'm just they look like they need some life with. But look at that, it's not bad. 9 plants. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm gonna get to picking these. And if y'all like this video and you want to see more gardening videos, of course that'd be next spring now. Some use of the trapping shed, the skinning shed, maybe some hunting and fishing. You know, if y'all don't mind, say a prayer for our little Yorkie Bella. That'd mean a lot to me. I'm gonna get to breaking these beans. Y'all have a good one.